Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Before we get into this video fully, I want to thank you all so much for 200 subscribers. It is absolutely insane to me, and it is absolutely amazing that you guys keep turning out on all of these videos, showing the support you do, showing the love you do, and as long as you guys keep doing that, I'm going to still be here, and I'm going to keep making them. It really does give me the motivation to make more videos when you guys turn up like this, and you can just expect more content, maybe even more frequent content. But yeah. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So for those of you who do not know, New York Comic Con was a few days ago, and at New York Comic Con, Scott Gimple, the guy who basically curates The Walking Dead, especially a lot of their recent stuff, came out and has announced some interesting new projects that are to come up over the next year and the next couple years. As you can probably assume, a lot of the talk was surrounding Daryl Dixon Season 2, and the possibility for Dead City Season 3, the possibility for A Brick and Michonne Season 2. As a matter of fact, at Comic-Con, there was actually released a teaser trailer for the next season of Dead City, and it looks absolutely amazing. I am so hyped. It really does truly feel like The Walking Dead is back at the moment, and back in a way that I feel like it hasn't been in a long time. Now, recently with the spin-off series, things have been actually pretty good, and I've been really enjoying Daryl Dixon Season 2. I think I'm going to enjoy more Dead City Season 2, simply because the way that it looks like it's going to be formatted, the fact that old Negan may actually be back, those are just things that I've been waiting to see for a long time, and I'm going to be super excited when they actually do come to the universe. But I will be doing another video on Daryl Dixon Season 2 after the conclusion of the series. I just want to get everything out of the way, watch the entire thing before I do any harsh criticism of that season, you know what I mean? So that way I have more of I can do more of an in retrospect sort of thing. When the series does end, I will also be giving my theories and my analysis for the possibilities for Season 3 of Daryl Dixon, building off of what I already have said in my previous video, which if you haven't seen that yet, I will go ahead and link it down in the description so you can go and watch it and catch up on everything that I've said already over this topic. Now, Scott Gimple and the announcements that were made at New York Comic Con weren't really expected. I know, at least me personally, I wasn't expecting them. I wasn't expecting a lot to come out of New York Comic Con. I figured that we would probably get more information for Dead City Season 2, and we did. It's going to be coming out in 2025. I'm super excited for that, as I've already said. But he also announced that they are working on a new, at least one, new spin-off series, and possibly two new spin-off series. He says that one of the spin-off series that they're working on is going to be very odd. It's going to be unique, and it's going to be done in a way that The Walking Dead has never really seen before, or at least hasn't seen in a long time. And he says that after they conclude that, they're going to circle back around to some of the characters that a lot of The Walking Dead fans love the most. And this is the part that really stuck with me, because I feel like we already have a lot of spin-off series, and we already have spin-off series on the characters that people love the most. So immediately I went to the drawing board, trying to figure out who this new spin-off series could possibly be on. Who's going to be in this series? What's this series going to be about? Again, I feel like we already have all the characters that are most loved by the fans. They have their own series. Rick, Michonne, Daryl, Maggie, Negan, Carol. All the main characters from the original show truly already have their own offsets. For a while, I was thinking it could have been Morgan, but then I did see an interview where Lenny James, the actor who plays Morgan, said he's not going to be returning to the universe as a full-time character. He said a cameo here and there is a possibility, but as you know, he's British, and he really wants to spend more time in England because he was a very prominent figure on British television before he came to the US and did The Walking Dead, and then following that, Fear the Walking Dead. So first, let's talk about this new series that they said is going to be done in a unique way to all the other spin-off series that we already have. So for me, this means one of two things. I think, one, either they're going to do a Tales of the Walking Dead type thing for the original Walking Dead cast members, maybe not the main characters as they're off doing their own thing, but for the characters that were left, characters like Aaron and Gabriel, I think they might end up doing some kind of a Tales of the Walking Dead thing for them. Maybe even incorporating some of the original cast members as prominent figures in these stories, but where it's flashes throughout time, maybe some during the time jump of things that we really missed out on, like one day the wall went down and Alexandria was flooded with walkers, and we have to see them fight their way out of that. We have to see our characters overcome that. I think a Tales of the Walking Dead type thing for the area in between the time jump, not only in The Walking Dead but in Fear the Walking Dead, would be really, really interesting. The other theory that I have lined up for this, and the one that I honestly think is probably more likely and more plausible, is that they're going to do some kind of a crossover series. Maybe not including Daryl Dixon, as that's set in Europe right now, and it looks like it might even end up staying set in Europe until through the end of Season 4. Which is unfortunate in the sense that it means it's going to be just that much longer until we get a Rick and Daryl reunion. But a crossover series between, like, Dead City and Rick and Michonne's series, The One Who Live, is something that I find entirely plausible, and it could even happen very soon. It could even happen at the conclusion of Dead City Season 2. We don't know. But I will say this much. In regards to the future of The Walking Dead, Scott Gimple did actually say at New York Comic Con yesterday that there is some kind of an Easter egg in Daryl Dixon Season 2 somewhere. It could be in the last few episodes, but it does have some kind of telling fact as to the future of The Walking Dead. I personally have not seen it in the episodes that we've had so far. Obviously, the finale hasn't come out yet, but if you guys do end up seeing that, you can let me know in the comments below, because I would love to do an analysis video on that specific Easter egg and what it means, if it's ever even found. Now, I want to talk about another thing that Scott Gimple said about doing more spin-offs on beloved characters from The Walking Dead, and what specifically this means. What are we going to see? Who are we going to see? Where are we going to see it? And when are we going to see it? In regards to when, I don't think we'll actually end up getting any of these series by like 2027, maybe at the earliest, 2026, for the simple fact that, you know, with the way that they're releasing these series, there's a lot of hype around them, and they're very good. They're very cinematically formatted. They kind of hold themselves to be like mini movies almost. They're short, but the episodes are very story rich, and it's a format that's controversial, but honestly for The Walking Dead, I feel like it does fit. Now, in regards to when we're going to see these, I think probably 2026 at the earliest, and I think we'll get more information on these spin-off series that they're going to be doing in 2025, probably at one of the 2025 Comic Cons. Now, one of the biggest questions surrounding this new series that they're supposedly working on, that they're at the drawing board figuring out what they're going to do for it right now, is probably who is it based around? Who are we going to see? And this was my biggest question when I first heard about this as well. And honestly, to my mind, only a few characters really come, and that is Ezekiel, Aaron, and Gabriel. But out of the three of those, I think the most likely one that we would get their own spin-off series would probably be Gabriel. And the reason I say that is because Gabriel, he had a very prominent role in The Ones Who Live. As we know, he was doing secret meetings with Jadis in the forest, even though neither she or he were supposed to be out there. He wasn't even supposed to know that she existed anymore at that point, you know? So I think the fact that they gave him such a, maybe not large, but such an important cameo in The Ones Who Live means that they're going to do more with the character, means that they probably are doing more with the character, because I don't think they would just give him that important part to the story and just let it be at that. I feel like they're definitely going to try at least and do something else with that character. And I really think that what this means is we could even see a spin-off series that is directed at the Commonwealth, that is directed at Alexandria, post Rick, post Daryl, post Carol, post all of these important characters, and how they are faring for themselves in this new world without a good majority of their leadership. You know, how is Ezekiel handling things at the Commonwealth? Now, what I do think is if we do get a spin-off series that's focused around Gabriel, I think it would be a mistake to draw him away from these other characters like Aaron, Ezekiel, all these other people who are very prominent around Alexandria and the Commonwealth, because to have these story-rich episodes in some of these other series is very good, but we also don't have a lot of characterization from anyone besides the main characters, which we already have a lot of characterization for. This is one of the things that I think has really ticked me off with some of the new series, and that is they introduce these really good characters that we could get to know, that could be awesome characters down the line, and they just kill them off so early. Daryl Dixon very recently in the most episode was a prime example of that. They killed off Isabel, and it's not like she was an astounding character or anything. It's not like she was my favorite in the show, but she fit the story so well that I felt like, the setting, the environment. Now, I don't know if when they went back to the States, if I would have liked to have seen her in the show, if she would have fit. I think Laurent will definitely fit when they go back to the States, but I just feel like she was a good part of the show, and the reason that they killed her off, like, there was no real good reason, and she could have had much more longevity. We could have seen much more with that character, and she could have even developed into being a fan favorite character if they just let her continue on. They did the same thing in Dead City. They killed off a bunch of the characters. They did the same thing in The Ones Who Live when they killed off Nash. Like, I wish that they would just make characters that they're not going to kill off. But the thing is, we don't, as the audience, have time to determine whether or not they're likable characters because they're killed off so soon. So if Gabriel does get his own series, I'm really hoping that they either keep him around the Commonwealth area, the area of Alexandria, or if they do make new characters, let us get to know them and please don't kill them off. But another one of the really big reasons why I think they should just keep him around the characters that we already know and love, like, for example, Ezekiel, Aaron, Connie even, I would include in that, some of the other people around the Commonwealth like Mercer. The reason that I think we should keep him around those people is because while the new spin-off series are so good, Dead City's amazing, The Ones Who Live is amazing, Daryl Dixon is amazing, these stories feel so cordoned off from everything else. We really need something that ties them all together beyond just the characters. We need a direction, and I think direction is what the Walking Dead universe has been lacking a little bit, especially even in those final seasons of the main show, and that's a grievance that a lot of fans had too, which is why a lot of people stopped watching. By season 11, the viewership was so down that they had to make these spin-offs. They had to just cut it off, and they had to make these spin-offs. And these spin-offs were focused on some of the characters that we love the most, so they allow us to develop the story and characterization of these characters more, but it also leaves a lot to be desired when you keep in mind that, Daryl, he's off in France. There's no real way for him to do a crossover right now. I guess you could do something between The Ones Who Live in Dead City, but are they going to do that? Are they going to take that route? I hope they do. But do I think they will? Probably not, which is why I think that if Gabriel does get his own series, it would really, really serve the Walking Dead universe in that way. It would really give fans a lot of what a lot of fans feel the series has been missing. That's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment below as to what you think for the direction and the future of the Walking Dead universe. I always love hearing your guys' input, but as always, again, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and share it to your friends. I would love more interaction. You know me. And yeah, hit the subscribe button. Make sure to turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a new video or when I go live, as I do live streams on this channel once, maybe even twice a week. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.